All right, guys, topic 5.16, aquaculture. Just from the prefix, you know we're going to talk about water. And the culture, you might assume we're going to grow some plants. We're actually not. We're actually going to grow or harvest fish. So that is what the aquaculture means. So we're going to describe the benefits and drawbacks of aquaculture. So the benefits of raising fish and other aquatic species in cages and enclosures underwater. And so typically speaking, these cages and enclosures are actually in a natural ecosystem, in a natural waterway, whether that's a lake or a river or even the ocean. So it's not like a big vat or a big pool somewhere on land. It's actually in a particular ecosystem. So it doesn't require a whole lot of water, space, or fuel. There's a much reduced risk of fishery collapse, and we'll discuss fishery collapse in 5.8 and overfishing. And so fishery collapse is going to be when 90% of the population decline in a fishery. It doesn't take up a lot of land space. So here is a good diagram for you to kind of sketch. So we'd kind of have like a netted area inside of a lake or something like that. And so we'd have our fish that we are farming in this area. And so all of the natural nutrients that would come from this particular ecosystem would be available. We wouldn't even have to add to it. And so there's quite a bit of positive attributes to this, because some of that manure or some of the waste products produced by these fish can feed your bottom feeders. So to discuss the negative externalities, the drawbacks, that high density, because obviously we don't ever grow things in kind of a normal or a spaced out area. So we're going to end up with quite a bit of fish in that one area. So that high density produces a high concentration of waste. And so that waste gets us to a place where we can eutrophy the water. So higher nitrogen and phosphorus content, causing the algae to overgrow. We've talked about this. That high density also increases the risk of disease because there's so many of them so close to each other. And so what ends up happening is that these aqua farmers will use antibiotics, and those antibiotics become toxic to other organisms in the natural ecosystem. So we may introduce non-native species or GMOs in a local ecosystem if the captive fish escape. Again, the fish are fed antibiotics, which can contaminate the water. Okay, so here are some negative attributes here. And that's it.